Hello everybody, and welcome to the Unity lecture, or as I like to call it, press button, make game. Alright, so let's start with the first question you probably have. What is Unity? Well, Unity is a popular game engine that is used all over the industry. It is used by many developers, from the smallest single-person developer all the way up to AAA studios making the craziest of games. So let's talk about what is available on. First thing, it's available on basically all devices that are currently have any use at all. All right, so the easy ones we're going to hit off right off the bat here are the big three, Mac, Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. Yes, you can make games for Linux. Imagine that. So those are the big ones that you have. You also have your console systems: Xbox One, PS4, and the Wii U and Switch. The Switch actually was announced right when the Switch was announced itself. The support for it, so that's pretty cool, right? We also have support for VR. So, your Rift and the Rift S, Gear VR, Go, Quest, Vive, and Magic Leap. I know Magic Leap isn't VR, but it's AR. Close enough, but it supports it. All right. And, of course, one of the biggest uses for it is mobile gaming, using your cell phone, right? So it supports both Android and iOS. So if you played a mobile game, you probably played a game made in Unity. Also, once we do a game build, you'll probably see or recognize games that you've played before. So yeah. Why use it? Why would we use this instead of writing our own game engine or anything else? Well, first thing, it saves a large amount of development time. All right, so instead of having to write everything from scratch, we can start from something that's already built and also have something that is actively developed. So if they find a bug, you can submit the bug to Unity, and a lot of times they'll go ahead and fix that for you. So that's pretty cool. Even if you don't use Unity for making your end game or making the game itself, you can use it for prototyping. So if you want to make sure your game is fun, which I highly suggest, you can use Unity to do that. All right? So you make a game, or you make a part of the game in Unity to test it, and if you find out that it's not fun, you can either adjust the settings or scrap it all together instead of making an entire game first and then finding out, no one wants to play this. So there is that. It also has great support for third-party plugins. So if you want to do something, you might be able to actually find a plugin for it that happens to be already made. Later on, we will go over the asset store, which has a lot of these plugins. One of the nice things is if it's a plugin that gets used quite often, for example, you use it in the general creation of a game, a lot of times Unity will actually buy that plugin from the company, or they'll even buy the company themselves, and they'll make it part of Unity. So that's really cool, right? So there's that, and lots of tutorials. All right. So these tutorials are basically anything that you can think of. Someone's probably already written a tutorial for it. Everybody and their grandmother has written one, which is kind of nice because just jump into Google and search, how to, whatever you're trying to do in Unity. and you can find it a lot of times there'll be videos or whatever. So keep that in mind. Also, let's go ahead and throw a few games that you might have played that are actually made in Unity. All right. So what I'm going to do after this is we're going to go through and the next step is to install Unity itself. And I'll have a video here for you for that. And from there, we're going to start using, we're going to start building on knowledge. All right. I'm going to break this down into multiple videos, so it's easier for you to review. Or if you already know something, you can skip it. I don't suggest that. Maybe if you already know something about it, maybe watch it on a faster playback speed. But I do suggest watching it because I might include little things in there that are that you might not know. So, all right, well, let's get to installing Unity.